shoot. Hey y'all, my name is Nat. I hope you're having a terrific day today, and for this video we are going to be doing the 20 questions book tag. Before we get into anything bookish, however, make sure to hit like and subscribe down below, as well as tell me in the comments what was the oldest book you've ever read. Alright, so as I said, this is the 20 questions book tag. I actually have already done this tag before, but it's been about 2 years, so when I got tagged in it twice, I thought it would be kind of fun to do it again just to see how my answers have changed. Put a link to my previous one in the cards up above. So like I said, I was tagged by 2 people to do this actually. Nina at Books with Neen and Adriana at Carbon Bonded Books. I'll put links to both of their videos in the description down below. I definitely recommend you go give them a follow. I don't think the creator of this book tag is on YouTube anymore, but I will try and find their video as well and link it too. So jumping right in, first question. How many books are too many books in a series? I love the fact that duologies have gotten really popular lately because 2 books is pretty easy, but I do enjoy a trilogy. However, it's really hard to say anything about too many books in a series when my favorite book series ever has 13 books and like 7 novellas. So do I have room to talk? For the sake of this question, I'm gonna say 3 books. 3 books is the sweet spot. Next question. How do you feel about cliffhangers? At the end of a chapter where it makes me want to continue reading, I love them because it makes me work through the book faster. At the end of a book where I don't have the next book easily and readily available, don't like those. That makes me sad. Why would you do that to me? Next question. Hardbacks or paperbacks? I definitely would have to say hardbacks on the shelf. Hardbacks look very gorgeous on the shelf, but they're not the most convenient to read. So for actual reading purposes, I think I would have to say paperback. Next question. Favorite book? How dare you? Yeah, I have a stack next to me of examples because just saying one is like, it's not gonna happen. Beach Read by Emily Henry, A Man Called Ova by Frederick Backman, The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune, and the Sands of Aralia duology by Hafsa Faisal. I'm not gonna just pick one. Are you kidding me? Who can just pick one favorite book? Next question. Least favorite book. I'm fairly certain it was Catcher in the Rye the last time I filmed this, and it's still Catcher in the Rye. I don't like that book. I've seen that apparently, depending on what point in your life you read it, you have a different reaction to it, and at this point, I don't think my feelings will change. Sorry. I know this book is quite loved, but not by me. Next question. Love triangles, yes or no? Still a nah for me, dog. I'm not a fan of love triangles at all. Especially as of late, I feel like anytime I read them, it's very, very obvious who is going to win in the end. So then it makes it feel like all of the time dedicated to the tension of the love triangle is just wasted, and you could have dedicated that much page time to something else. Like at the very least, building up the relationship that you are planning to be in game. Next question. What is the most recent book you couldn't finish? Sorry, Ed. That was The Night Gwen Stacy Died by Sarah Baroni. This was picked for the book club I do with a few personal friends, and I think I was the only person who actually attempted to read the book, and I got like 20% in, was not interested. With a title that mentions Gwen Stacy, I was assuming this would have some tie-ins to Spider-Man, but actually no, not really. It was a basic contemporary story following a character whose name was Sheila, but she has a crush on this dude who comes into her job and his name is Peter Parker. I felt a little icky though, given the fact that she was like 16 and he was in his 20s, and I'm fairly certain they like run away together later on, so I just gave up on that one. Next question. What is a book you're currently reading? Shockingly, I am only in the middle of one book right now. Thick and Other Essays by Tressie McMillan Cotton. I'm reading this for my Women's Empowerment Day reading vlog, which will probably be coming out here in a few weeks. Next question. What is the last book you recommended someone? Directly recommended somebody? Oh, I gave my cousin a list of romance book recommendations. She actually asked for like Colleen Hoover stuff, but I don't read Colleen Hoover, so I was like, hey, here's a few that hit sort of similar from what I hear. Hopefully she'll pick one of those up. Next question. What is the oldest book you've read? I'm fairly certain I messed up this question slightly last time I answered it because it said like by publication date, and my dumbass didn't realize that. Even though I think I actually said it in the video, I still gave like the date that Goodreads gave me, but I do know my answer has remained the same. Confessions of St. Augustine. This was a book I had to read for my philosophy class in college, and that's all I could tell you about it. I don't remember anything else. Next question. What is the newest book you've read? Well, seeing as how I recently had a ARC reading vlog, I have to go with one of those. So I think the newer one was Don't Fear the Reaper by Stephen Graham Jones. I'll put a link to the reading vlog up above, but I really enjoyed that book. 4 stars. It was fantastic. I definitely recommend if you like horror and slasher movies. Next question. Favorite author? Ooh. Well, I have to say Hafsa Faizal, especially after rereading these. Like, I just am in love with her writing. It's so stunning. Also would be remiss to mention Erin Morgenstern, even though I don't know if I would quite label The Starless Sea or The Night Circus as like my favorite books of all time. I do love each of them very much, and Morgenstern's writing is just so stunning. It is so beautiful, and it works so perfectly for me. Of course, seeing as how I have an entire shelf dedicated to her, Dorinda Jones. Adore 2 of her book series. I want to try and start on a 3rd series of hers, but it's not completed yet, and I know it's gonna be like 10 books in that series, so that's a lot to dedicate myself to. And then finally, have to say TJ Klune. I mean, especially this book, but like all of his books I've read, I've adored. I think the lowest rating I've given any of them is 4 stars. Next question. Buying books or borrowing books? I have to say borrowing books. I love my library. I truly do, because it helps save me money and I still get to read the books I want to. But on the other hand, nothing will ever beat going to a bookstore and getting to buy a new book. I mean, like, that feeling is just peak happiness. But my wallet doesn't usually feel that happy. Next question. What is a book you hate that everyone else seems to love? Okay, I had a hard time with this one initially because I didn't really think I had any book that I really hated and other people loved. So for like 3 that I know people adore and I just felt mid-tier about, Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. It's fine, but not really my thing. Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Enjoyable, too much science for me. Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I'm sorry. I know that series is so adored in any book community. Leigh Bardugo and I just don't get along. But I finally did think of a book that I did really, really dislike reading, and I've heard mostly positive things about. The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. There's just a certain element in this book regarding family that pissed me off so much. And then I enjoy enemies to lovers, but the fact that the hero was basically shaming the female character for taking pride in her appearance, like, that's not cool, dude. That's a dick move. Next question. Bookmarks or dog ears? Bookmarks. I have hit the point where I don't mind writing in my books, but I still haven't hit the point where I like doing dog earing. It's not a thing for me. Why would you ruin a nice crisp page on purpose? That's what tabs are for. Who knows, maybe 2 years from now I'll change my mind on that too. Next question. What is a book you can always reread? Not to be a broken record, but this book is literally my happy place. Last time I reread it was because I just had some bad news going on in my personal life, and I was like, you know what? I just need something pure and simple and wholesome and happy. And I read this book and it made me feel so much better. Honestly, I could definitely see A Man Called Ove also turning into that same sort of book because I just adored this so much. It's so freaking pure. I loved this curmudgeonly old man so much. Next question. Can you read while listening to music? Yes, I can, but I have caveats. First off, it has to be fairly quiet. Second, I've also learned that I do a lot better with music that doesn't have lyrics, so a lot of the time I end up listening to lo-fi. Particularly, my favorite artist is Mick. I really like the renditions he does of different pieces of music from Nerdy Media. He has a bunch of different Star Wars ones, Loki, Rick and Morty, Attack on Titan. I really like his stuff. Next question. One POV or multiple? I don't remember my previous answer, but I think it was single, and now I would definitely say multiple. I've come to really enjoy, at the very least, dual perspectives, especially in romance. I really prefer dual perspective, but across the board though, multiple perspectives has become my fave. Next question. Do you read books in one sitting or over multiple days? Multiple days. I do not have the attention span to sit and read an entire book in one sitting. Even when I do 24-hour readathons, a lot of the time I have different formats because I expect myself to have to get up and move around and do something, which is a big reason of why I love audiobooks, because I can listen to an audiobook for a really long time as long as I'm entertaining myself with something else. Playing a game on my Game Boy, on my phone, doing chores, cooking, anything that I can do while listening to the audiobook. Finally, who do you tag? So I'm gonna tag Sam at Samantha Donovan, Janelle at Janelle Reads, and Beth Joey at Beth Joey. Bam, perfect. All right, y'all, so that is it for today. Thank you so much for going to my channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. I have all my socials as well as a few ways you can support me linked in the description. I come out with videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Love you, bye!